Okay, so good morning. It's Thursday, May 29th, 2025. It's not even 7 a.m. yet. This is another I think this happened last week too, where I woke up pretty early. I think I woke up as Jose was leaving for work, so it was like 5 something. I was trying to go back to sleep. I was tired. Like, I don't know. Maybe I could start my day. Maybe just get a nice early start on things. But I want to go to sleep. Oh shit, it's Thursday. I might as well get an early start so I can go and get my video done. Maybe I can get a nice lake sunrise. And oh right, the sun's already out. That shit ain't happening. But we are here and we are here early. So let's talk. And oh boy, do I have things to talk about. During the Nuggets series, I think it was before Game 6, maybe even before Game 5, but I think it was like the night or two before Game 6. I had a dream that the Thunder were going to beat the Wolves in 5, and I was like, that's a nice little prophetic dream. But we're not even done with the Nuggets yet. And I mean, like, this has been a tough series. I don't want to jinx it and be like, man, we're gonna beat the Wolves in 5, and then oh shit, we lost to the Nuggets in 7. Well, fuck, I guess we're not. And even when the Wolves series started, I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody about this because I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to throw it out there and then it blow up in my face. But OKC did beat the Wolves in 5. The Thunder are in the fucking finals. And I'm so excited. I was looking at the prices for finals tickets. I'm like, dude, like it's OKC is only a couple hours up the road. I have people I could stay with. So I don't need to get a hotel. I don't need to like really book travel plans. All I have to do is buy a ticket. I can go. What do you mean the cheapest tickets are like $900? Like, I know, I get it. Like, it's the finals. It ain't gonna be cheap, but what? This is insane. This is absurd. And I was talking to one of my friends, and he's like, yeah, I was looking the other day. These are not for us common folk. This fucking sucks, man. Oh, but that aside, I'm very, very excited. I did not have any dreams about what would happen in the finals, so I can't make any predictions or like jinxers or anything. But my, I guess, personal prediction is whether the Knicks make a comeback or it is just the Pacers, OKC wins in 6. Because they won a series in 4, in 7, and in 5. So all that's left is to win in 6. So I'm going to throw that out there into the wild. OKC in 6. Let's win a fucking title. Which I know technically they have one. Because the Sonics, what was that, like 79? It's like, my team has not won a title since 79, and to be honest, that feels like a different team. Not just because of how fucking long ago it was. Like, look, that was a whole nother city, whole nother fucking state. It doesn't feel right. At least for me. Like, I started actually giving a shit about the NBA in, like, the 2010s. I think actually it was like 2010 or 2011 is when I started following. And a lot of that was, oh, I now live in Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma has a team. I guess I now have to get invested. Oh shit, our team is good. All the more reason to be invested. Woohoo. And I've been a fan ever since. As I've said before, like, football is more of my sport. Like, I am a bigger Saints fan than I am a Thunder fan, but I am still a very big Thunder fan. And so, for me, I'm like, I don't think of my team as having a title. So it'd be really fucking nice to win one. Also, assuming we do, I really do want to go to the parade. Like, I think that'd be really fun. And again, like I said, I don't really have to make travel plans. Like, obviously, the traffic would be fucking terrible. So I would probably have to be like, all right, let me go the night before. I'm probably not going to drive to OKC at night, but let me make sure I'm there the day before. Let me have my plan. Blah, 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 blah. Like, it's something I could take care of, but I think going to a championship parade would be so fucking fun. If I can't go to a game, it's kind of the next best thing. So that's where that is. I'm very excited. I saw a post from like the Wolves official Twitter account, and they're like, hey, like, congrats to the Thunder. We'll be pulling for y'all to win. Like, I thank you. Like, respect. I appreciate that. Like, I hope you guys get one day. And I don't mean that to be like very condescending. It's like genuinely, like, I don't feel like I have beef with the Timberwolves. Like, this is the second time in 2 years they've been to the conference final. So clearly it's not just like they're a regular season team. They can turn it on in the playoffs. And so long as it's not against us, and I think that's a fair thing to say, but it's like, hey, like, I hope you guys go get a ring. I hope you guys get one relatively soon. I would rather us get 2 or 3 than y'all. And again, I don't mean that to be like, hey, fuck you, I hope you guys don't get any. It's like, look, I want my team to win as many as we can. And with a young core, I think everyone is under contract next year as well. There's a non-zero chance. And again, we still haven't won one yet. Well, we could win this year. We could maybe repeat next year. I want us to do it if we can. But no disrespect to the Wolves. No beef there. Hope Ant gets his. So let's see. That's the first big one. It's just talking about the NBA. And I mean, also, yeah, like the Pacers are up 3-1, and I just had I had no idea how good Indiana was. And as much as I'm like, yeah, like we got to go win this, like I'm so excited. Job's not done. Finals haven't even started. Job hasn't technically started yet in its own way. I would not discount Indiana. Like, I'm sorry, but just some of the insane bullshit that team has done in the playoffs this year, and like their crazy last second comebacks and how good they are on the road, that is not a sure thing. It's like, I fear no man, but that thing looks at Halliburton and like that insane fucking long 2 to tie the game one against the Knicks. Like, but that thing, it scares me. No, yeah, that's the NBA. So moving on to the next thing. I haven't done a whole lot of writing. I've done a little bit here and there. Here's the thing that's really funny. There have been a few times where I've like sat down, started writing. I'm like, man, I've really this feels nice. I'm in a nice groove. And then I just get distracted to go do something else. Like, yeah, this is really good, but I gotta go take a walk, or I gotta go like buy some shit at Walmart real quick, or man, I just want to go for a drive. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. Because I'm glad that I have the drive to do it. I'm glad that when I'm sitting down and doing it, shit is flowing and it's like, it's going. But man, I can only do like a few paragraphs. I'm like, yeah, that's enough for today. When I know it's not. And it annoys me that I'm doing this, but it is what it is. And hopefully I can start really buckling down and getting shit done. So this is just like a small little thing, but the weather was really bad this weekend to the point where I was actively marooned on Sunday. I was like, okay, like I'm going to go out, I'm going to do some shit, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I can't see my driveway because it is covered in water. I was just not expecting that, because also, like, it rained the night before, but I don't remember it, like, really being that bad. Like, why is the water so fucking high? And, like, the next day, it was fine. I was able to use it. It didn't seem like we had, like, underwent, like, severe water damage there. Like, there was, but it was already damaged. Like, it wasn't like the severe flooding made it worse, which I'll take that, but as a result, like, I left Monday morning and I haven't been home since. It's like, look, I am working all week this week. I don't want to be in a situation where I have work and I literally can't leave the fucking house. So I'm just gonna chill this week. That was a neat, I don't know if neat's the right, it was an interesting thing that, and I'm like, that's neat, that's cool, like, that fucking sucked, but that's an interesting situation to have played out. So a couple other things. Number one, so that was Sunday. So what happened on Monday? Monday on Memorial Day, I watched Mission Impossible 8. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. I don't know if I'm gonna do a video on it. Like, I wrote my notes, so I suppose I might as well. Also, I'll give a short, non-spoilery version of it. It was fine. I thought it was alright. There were points where I'm like, okay, this is really cool. I'm glad, like, I saw it in IMAX with my friends. Like, I'm glad I'm seeing, like, a big fucking screen, because this is cool as shit. But there were parts of the movie where I'm like, look, I know I'm watching, like, a big, like, action spy thriller, and there's gonna be some, like, dumb shit. That's pretty dumb. Like, really? Y'all managed to do that in 10 seconds, like, without going into spoilers. If you've seen the movie, I know what I'm talking about. Like, really? You were just talking about how there's no way y'all could do that in 10 seconds, and somehow you all did? Okay, whatever you say. Again, without going into spoilers, but if you've seen the movie, you might know what I'm talking about. The fucking gun handshake is so dumb. Like, it's so fucking silly. I'm sorry, like, after I saw the movie, like, when me and my friends were talking about it, we, like, just kept doing the whole gun handshake to each other, and it's so funny. It felt like the movie took a while to start and get going. And there's a big thing that happens, like, early on in the movie. I think even before, you get the, like, before the title theme and shit hits, I'm like, that's a really big thing to happen. But also, I think it's because the movie is so fucking exposition heavy. And there's a lot of moments, especially early on, where they'll just show, like, montages and flashbacks of previous films. You know, to kind of build up the, like, this is going to be the final movie kind of vibe. But I'm like, it feels like we're taking a while to get going. And then there's this very lengthy section on a submarine. And I'm not gonna lie, I was fucking bored. It's, like, a cool idea, but for me, it did not feel, and again, like, I'll probably go into more detail, I am doing a separate video on it, but for most of that sequence, I didn't really feel the stakes or the danger. I understand what makes this a high-stakes situation. I understand what makes this a dangerous situation. The movie kept talking about, like, this is super dangerous, this is super dangerous. I'm like, it feels like the danger is when this ends, not as it's happening. Because there's not a lot of, like, exciting, cool shit happening. And with all, like, the moving around that's going on and shit just kind of, like, falling, I'm like, dude, I just spent the week watching the Final Destination movies. That feels more realistic than what the fuck is going on right now. What the hell? But there is this really cool shot at the end. Anyways, I'm getting close to just talking about the movie, like, in more detail. So I do feel like, yeah, I probably am gonna do a video on it. I'll do that later, so let me just end it here and transition to the thing I just said. As of last night, I have watched all the Final Destination movies. I had decided after Bloodlines, like, I I need to do this. I need to watch these fucking movies. I want to watch these fucking movies. So I watched, when was it? Because I think I started it like Friday or Saturday or so. I had a triple feature where I watched Final Destination, Final Destination 2, had an intermission to watch the end of like a Pacers-Knicks game. I think it was game 2 or 3. And like had a lengthy conversation with Clay about Lord of the Rings. And then I watched Hercules. I was like, I don't know. I've been kind of wanting to rewatch Hercules for a bit. I'll watch Final Destination 3 tomorrow, and then I watch Final Destination 3 the next day. It's been a few days since, but yesterday after work, I watched 4, and then later that evening, I watched 5. And then obviously, I watched Bloodlines last week. No, like 2 weeks ago. That's why I've now seen them all. I've collected them like Infinity Stones. I'm definitely gonna do, I have to do a video on these. I don't know how I want to, like, I want to do a tier list. Like, for sure I want to do a Final Destination Death tier list. That sounds so fucking fun. So I feel like I'll probably do the tier list and be like, okay, like, let me give my, like, kind of basic thoughts on the movies and, like, my rankings of the movies. And then as I'm doing the death tier list, like, now let me go into the meat and potatoes. Like, this is what I think of this death. This is what I think of this death. Blah, 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 blah. So I will kind of give my short overall thoughts on each movie and, like, where my tentative ranking is now. The first movie feels like an X-Files episode. And I do not mean that in a bad way. I love the vibe. I love that, like, feeling of suspense and dread. I feel like it's one of the few movies in the series that has a genuine sense of empathy for its cast. Maybe not necessarily. I feel like, kind of with the exception of 4, all of these movies have it to some degree. Like, 3, not as much, but it's very grounded by Wendy and Kevin. But, like, 1 as a whole, I feel like really does have that. And there's a very somber vibe to it. And not just we're lining them up so death can knock them down. And I like that a lot. I believe the director of the film, I believe that's James Wong, like, is an actual producer on the X-Files. I was talking to Jose about it because he watched most of these movies with me. He's like, I don't really give a shit. And then he was watching them anyways. He was like, yeah, it does kind of have an X-Files, like, feel to it, because he watched, like, a shit ton of X-Files. It was, like, last year, the year before. He's like, I bet this movie was filmed in Vancouver where they filmed X-Files, and we checked. Yeah, it fucking was filmed in Vancouver. This was something I kind of thought, but I was like, I'm not really an authority on this, because I don't watch a lot of X-Files, but Jose confirmed it. He's like, yeah, the interactions between the 2 FBI agents definitely kind of feels like Mully and Skolder. Fuck. Damn it, because Jose did that a few times too. I pulled a Myra and Pithra. Mulder and Scully. I think I fucked it up. That's a fucking up in like the opposite way. Man, Skolder and Mully. But has a very like Mulder and Scully kind of feel to it. And I think that's super neat. The deaths in 1 generally aren't they're definitely not as violent as they get in other movies. But there's not a crazy amount of gore. Like, spoilers for Final Destination movies. So I guess I'll try to not go super deep into the individual deaths as a result, at least not here. But you have a bloodless death, a death with some blood, but you don't see like a whole lot of gore. A bloody death, but again, not like super like violent and nasty. It's just like there's a lot of blood. A pretty violent death, and then like a fade to black, you don't see anything. Final Destination 2 I think it has like a good balance between the more kind of somber vibe, trying to have empathy for the cast and what they're dealing with. Well, also, it doesn't go full Looney Tunes yet, But it's almost kind of trying to with some of the deaths. Like, okay, the first, and then, like, not going into the premonition, but the first, like, death, I think is great, because there's, like, so much there's so much set up, there's a really fun payoff, like, the fucking spaghetti, like, it's so silly, it's great, and then the next death, like, the thing that actually kills him is, like, it's not that a piano falls on him, but it's, like, a big pane of glass just falls and smushes him, like, yeah, this feels like some Looney Tunes shit. And then there's, like, this lengthy sequence where you actually feel empathy for the cast, and then the next death feels very drawn out and violent and uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, like, the movie's kind of pulling me back in. Not to say I didn't enjoy the goofy shit, but it's pulling me in like, a more, like, empathetic kind of way. And then, like, you get more shit of the characters getting to know each other better, because this is a group of strangers, and how they're trying to figure it out and connect with each other. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like some interesting shit. Oh, look, we're back to Looney Tunes with, like, the fence kill, which is it's like a top 5 for me in the series. It's arguably my favorite. I don't think it is. I think the first death in 1 is my favorite. I love that one because the way I describe it, it's violent and, like, graphic without being gory, and I think that's really fucking cool. But man, the fence is cool. Like, I love that one. The one thing I really don't like about 2, though, is I don't like how it handles the legacy characters. Like, what they do with Clear is fine. Like, there's things I like, there's things I don't like. I hate the way there's like, oh yeah, Alex died off screen between movies because a brick fell on his head. That's fucking stupid and shitty, and I don't like it. Final Destination 3. This is Looney Tunes, but like I said earlier, it's grounded by arguably the 2 best and most likable leads in the series, with a cast I don't love. And like, yeah, I'll probably go into like better detail when I'm really talking, like doing like a death tier list, but like, a lot of the characters are like fine or just unlikable, but I feel like the deaths, it's like some of both, like in terms of like the setups and the payoffs, some of them are just really fucking goofy. The weights, without going into detail, the weights is so fucking funny. It's like, that is one of my favorites because I can't help but laugh every time I see it. It is an incredible sequence. And then you have like the tanning beds, which is not funny. Like, it's like, oh, this is really fucking horrific and really well done. But also just some of the stupid shit to set it up, like the way the shelf topples so they can't get out. I was like, okay, that is some goofy shit. And then the cut after the tanning beds is so fucking funny. And I'm like, yeah, this one's dumb, but it's Final Destination. Like, there's a lot of dumb shit throughout. But I'm like, this one's really embracing the silliness. But the individual deaths all kind of slap, so it works. And I really, really like our 2 main characters. 4 is dog shit. It's so bad. I was watching, I was like, this might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like, nothing works. Like, the 3D, because of course it was a 3D movie, and they like, you know those like bad obnoxious 3D movies where shit's just always in your face? It's that, and the effects are terrible, and I feel like a lot of the deaths are, the way I phrased it while watching the movie, I was like, I feel like death is phoning it in. It's like, there's not a lot of like real artistry going on in this, which is a really fucked up way of phrasing it. But there are some good ones. Like, I like Carter's, which is the racist dude, where he's about to light a cross on a dude's porch. So he's a racist piece of shit. But as he's about to, I think it's like as he's about to set it on fire, his truck radio starts and it's just playing, "Why can't we be friends?" So I was like, okay, that's pretty funny. So he goes back to his truck and be like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like, you're about to out the fact I'm about to do this shit." And then, like, the truck just starts moving on its own, and, like, it hooks him and starts dragging him, and then he catches on fire. So he dies burning to death while being dragged down the street as "Why Can't We Be Friends" is playing. I'm like, okay, death, you cooked with that one. And then, like, I don't know. I don't think the lawnmower one is that great. Like, I think it's all right. It's just the fucking, "I've got my eye on you." Like, it's so dumb. The premonition looks terrible. Like, the setup for it is bad. The actual shit happening is bad. It all looks like shit. Like, I talked about how 3 didn't have a super likable cast. I just didn't give a shit about the people in 4. Like, I tried, and there's points where I, like, kind of almost feel something. It just doesn't work, like, almost at all. Final Destination 4, like, you remember those movies like Disaster Movie and Epic Movie and Superhero Movie? Final Destination 4 feels like that kind of movie. That's how bad it is. Like, that's like the actual level of, like, I'm not trying to be this mean to the movie, man, but it's fucking terrible. And there's a part of me that's like, did I have a good time watching it? Like, it's so bad it's good. Like, I don't even think I did. Like, I don't think it's that much longer or shorter than any of the other movies. I think it's about like an hour and a half, but it felt so fast. And that's almost a good thing, is how bad it is. But I'm also like, man, like, I felt like we just kind of skimmed through it. And that's the thing. It's like the parts where I'm really supposed to like feel empathy for the cast. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we're kind of almost skimming over it. It's like, oh man, George is kind of like an interesting story going on. Yeah, well, we'll give it just enough focus, but not enough to really make it work. I mean, I don't know. There's so much emphasis on like, hey, we saved someone. Maybe we broke the chain. I'm like, dog, this is the 4th movie. No, you didn't. Like, I, as the audience, know how this works. I understand that you as the character might not, but man, y'all are really celebrating that you did not do the thing. Like, in the first movie, when you had no idea how that shit worked, fine, I will give you that, but oh my gosh. And then I watched 5. 5 might be the best one. Like, I think there is a genuine good faith argument that 5 is my favorite. This is a movie that really feels like it has empathy for its cast. And you really, like, are with them as they are dealing with the repercussions of their survival. Like, I actually like most of these people. And I mean, there's some of them that are like, all right, you're maybe not the most interesting or developed character, but I feel like there's like an attempt to kind of give you one. And there's, again, moments where I feel like, I can actually get invested in your storyline. Like, I want you to survive. Aside from, like, just basic human empathy. I'm like, no, I actually really like you. I think, like, I really like the deaths, and some of them is like they have really good payoff, or the setup is really good, or both. The LASIK freaks me right the fuck out. And like, I don't like that. Good shit, but I don't like that. Oh gosh, the fucking acupuncture scene where like there's a scene where he's actually like pulling a needle out. I'm like, like Clay was building Gunpla and just did not watch 5 at all. I'm like, I'm glad he's not watching this because my man does not like needles. Oh boy, he would have hated that scene. And just, like, a lot of... I just really, really loved 5. And then Bloodlines, as I've already said, I liked a lot. There's definitely a lot of empathy for the characters. There's definitely a lot of just kind of sitting with them and what they're going through. Some of the deaths, especially, like, near the end, are a lot more comedic in a way that didn't feel super right to me. Like, I'm not crazy about them, but I get it. The MRI machine. No. That one fucks me up. I'm still not okay. I still haven't recovered from the MRI machine. But, I really liked it too. So I think at the moment my tentative ranking from bottom to the top is like 4 all the way at the bottom, nowhere close. Then I think it's 3 and 2. And at this point on, it's like 4 is terrible. I like the other 5. There are arguments to be made for all of those. Like, maybe this one's my favorite because of XYZ. Well, this one because of XYZ. I feel like I should say it. I think I'd probably go 3, 2, Bloodlines, and I'm still trying to figure out between 1 and 5 which one is my favorite. So that's my experience with Final Destination, and it's already been 30 minutes. Let me try to end this super quick. I'm not going to be able to, because now I got to talk about Metaphor. I'm done. I beat it. I'm finished. I beat the final... I played the game on hard. Beat the final boss at full power. That took a good amount of grinding. That took... Like, I fought the final boss, realized I was not that dude, had to load a previous save, because the game does this really shitty thing by giving you a point of no return. You fight a couple bosses, and then gives you another save point. And if you save there that, yeah, you can't go back and do any more grinding or preparation, you're done. You're locked in. And I was not able or ready to beat the boss with the shit that I had at that point. So I had to load a save from a few days earlier, like in-game days earlier. So I was able to buy a couple other, like, pieces of equipment and some, like, a really important accessory that... I don't remember what it's called. It's like the utilitarian manual or something like that. Because I didn't know that shop existed. I'd, like, literally never seen it. So I got that. Had to do a shit ton of grinding. Because when I fought the final boss previously, I had everyone in their royal archetype. All royal archetypes were maxed. But I was level, like, 73, I think. And I think most characters had, like, their main stat at 99, but not everyone did. So I made sure everyone had their royal archetype maxed. I got everyone's main stats, like 98 or 99. I grinded the shit out of those big teeth as much as I could, because wow, they gave me a lot of job points. Like, I had everyone in their royal archetypes. So I was like, okay, they're going to get, like, so much XP in these now that they're maxed that I'm just going to be rolling in, like, job XP items. You fight the teeth, you're going to get, like, 40 of them. So that was letting me max out other jobs, both for synthesis skills and just for extra stat boosts. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give him, like, MC, my boy Tony Hawk, like, his magic is max. I'm going to try to give him more agility. I'm not going to go for max agility, but I'm going to try to get it high. Like, you could use a little bit more agility. Heisme, I don't know, you could use maybe a little bit more magic. Because they're not a caster, but, like, I've tended to put, like, healing spells on him. So, like, ear healing could do a little bit more, like, shit like that. Really tried to focus on good synthesis skills. What did I have on MC by the end? Because the previous attempt, I made sure he had Emerald Vortex, and this time I was like, I'm not even going to use it. He had Almighty Boost. I don't remember what it's called, but it's from Elemental Master that halves the cost of synthesis skills. I I think one that just made, like, his magic attack stat, like, up by 10%. I don't remember what the last one was. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I genuinely don't remember what his last skill was. Maybe it wasn't a passive. It might have been an actual ability, but I think it was a passive. I just can't remember. But I basically just had, it was like, all right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm either going to Royal Slash or I'm going to Armageddon Sire. Like, if I am able to, I'm doing that. From grinding the teeth, I got some of the, like, repel mirrors. So Yuna had a mirror that reflected physical. Heismay and Hulkenberg had the ones that reflected magic. So, like, Heismay, if it's physical, you're probably going to dodge. And if it's almighty, you're probably going to dodge. Please fucking dodge. If it's another kind of spell, you're going to repel. And Hulkenberg, like, okay, so you got Omni counter. Now that you have the magic mirror, I don't have to give you magic counter. So if it's a physical, there's a 30% chance you repel. If it's not almighty magic, you're going to repel it. Cool. Bass, smash. And I gave him the thing that gives him 2 turns. So he could use Wanton Destruction for good damage, and then a strike weakness, and then I don't remember what the other ability was. But it was like systemic damage, like, I don't know, some shit like that, where it's even more strike damage. Like, I'm going to hit you, make you weak to something, and then hit you with that weakness, like, immediately after. And that was more or less my main setup. It took hours of grinding to get there, and it sucked, and it was ass. But I was kind of having fun, partly because, like, the game is fun, partly because I was listening to some Gorillaz albums. I'm about halfway through, by the way, now. I'm on Humans. So when I'm done with Gorillaz, it's Talking Heads, and then it's back to Project Horizons. Yay. But part of it was I'm listening to good music. Part of it is, even though I'm doing really tedious bullshit, the game is still fun. And part of it was I have, I have a goal in mind. So I got to level 80. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. And from that attempt, I beat him on my first try. It got dicey at points, I won't lie. But it won. And, like, I wasn't even listening to the final boss theme. And, like, I'm not trying to shit talk it or anything. I'm like, look, fuck you. I'm gonna play my own tunes. And there was, like, a lengthy part of the boss fight where I was just listening to Sympathy for the Devil. And I was just, like, vibing. I was jamming. I was talking shit to him. It was great. There's a point where the final boss, like, after taking a lot of damage, has this look on his face like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, that's how I looked yesterday when I had to fight your ass, you piece of shit. And the song that played when I beat him was the Thunder version of God Shattering Star from Three Houses. So the fact that the achievement for beating him at full power is Star Shatterer, I'm like, okay, that's neat. I didn't know that. That's dope as fuck. So I am done with Metaphor. At some point, I'm going to have to do a video on it and, like, really talk about why I love this game, because I do, and address my problems and nitpicks, because they do exist. But I'm free. Because after 90 hours, I'm done, and I beat it. So it is the last Thursday in May. So it's time for the May in Review section, which, this is short. What is my May in Review? I played Metaphor. That's basically fucking it. I read a little bit of Gunner Krigg Court. I did a little bit of writing. And then over the past week, I watched Final Destination. And Go Thunder. That's basically all the fucking shit that happened in May. So looking ahead to June, the NBA Finals, that's huge. I want to keep reading Gunner Krigg Court. Gonna try to make sure I buckle in and do more writing, and then getting back into Gundam. I took a Gundam break to play Metaphor. So this will be, again, going through I think my plan is Gundam OVAs, Pokemon Horizons, and then back to watching Gundam shows. I think the next, like, big show is going to be Victory. Victory Turn A, and getting all that figured out. And like I said, in terms of music, finishing Gorillaz, Talking Heads, and then it's Project Horizons. Oh, excuse me. So I think, oh yeah, also Survivor, which like that wasn't a thing this week. That was another Mayan review, like watching the end of the Survivor season. That's right, the cast of 50 got announced, and I don't know, there's some of it where I'm like, yeah, that's a good hype pick. I like that. And others I'm like, okay. Like, I can see it, but I'm not crazy about it. There's the one thing I will say is, why would you cast Colby and not Jerry? Every season that they have been, like, Colby has been there, Jerry has been there too. And like they have their 3-season story arc and it ended perfectly. Having one without the other feels wrong. Like, I don't like that in particular. Like, I don't like that. But aside from that, I don't think I have anything else to say. So at some point I'll try to do a Mission Impossible video. At some point I'll try to do a Final Destination video. And at some point I will have to sit down and write my notes for Metaphor. That's going to be a lot. But we'll get to that when we get to that, hopefully soon. You take care. Have a good day, good weekend. Have a good June.